So some of you guys have noticed that I disappeared for a hot minute. Yeah, after the whole Amazon affiliate thing and some other stuff, and yeah, we'll talk about some of that. So stick around. Give me just a second. All right. So one of the first things that it's been about a week or so since I've posted, and I try to get on a cadence of doing two a week. I try to make sure that I had two relevant videos every week to do, and I got a little bit tripped up because I was in the middle of doing some testing for something, and then I found out about the whole Amazon affiliate thing, which did bother me a little bit, but it left kind of a hole in something we're going to talk about in a second. Then I had a family emergency. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. But my frame of mind during that period was just like, okay, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. I'm already not paying attention to something else, and this happened. So I did. I checked out for just a minute or two, and I had to kind of reevaluate some things and what importance some things had as opposed to other things. And I took that time also to go back and sort of clean up videos on this channel, make sure that things were being linked right, that there was references to things. Of course, I had to take all the Amazon links off, all the Amazon affiliate links, and just go back to regular links. I'll put more links to things, as I was explaining in that video. If I've had a great experience at Best Buy or Micro Center or ordering online from Amazon, Newegg, eBay, or whoever, then that's what I'll do, and that's what I'll share with you guys, so you guys can try to have a similar experience if it was a good one. That means putting the links, even though they're not affiliate links, putting links to whatever product I found and go about that way. So I was having to clean up a bunch of that stuff, having to clean up references or say videos that might have had something to do with the Dell Optiplex or maybe a Ryzen 5600G or a video card. Just trying to make sure the relevant cards and links and everything all matched up. I also had to take things off of the website that I was trying to start and figure out. I had to take a whole section out of that because that all had links to Amazon products. So that left a pretty big hole in that. And I thought for a moment, or I thought for a few minutes, that I kind of wasted a lot of effort trying to build something. First of all, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to figure it out. And even though there's videos and there's advice you can get and all that stuff, until you kind of understand it, you can't understand it. It's one of those tell me you know how to do this without telling me you know how to do this type of thing. And it just hadn't been working, or has not lived up to what I think it can. And that's that's something that we're going to address in, like I said, in just a few minutes. I let things like the second YouTube channel is just supposed to be for gaming get away from me by not posting, and thought, oh, I'll just put it off. That whole thing was designed to make sure that I took breaks during all the other stuff, and that I was able to game at least once or twice a week. I would stream that. I would put highlights on that channel, whatever the deal was. Maybe expose to, like right now, Diablo 4, the open beta I think is going on. And, that would have been a perfect opportunity. I could have gone and done something with that, but I totally blew that whole chance. Not that it's not recoverable, but it's a little bit more difficult to come from behind than it is when you're starting out. But we're gonna make a go of that. That's not quite the focus here, but we are gonna make a go of that. I was ignoring stuff like buymeacoffee.com. I have a blog that's not tech related at all that I struggled with because I wanted to put some tech stuff on there, but I also knew that there were some people that were interested in hearing what was going on in my life without necessarily watching a YouTube video and kind of waiting between all the technical stuff for all the motherboards and CPUs and GPUs and all that, and was just kind of curious, hey, what's going on? So I tried to limit that, but that gave me a struggle because I really wanted to fill out some of the things that were going on the YouTube channel. I wanted to be able to explain why I tested a certain way, or why I did things, or why I tested this and not that. Things of that nature that I couldn't do, or I cannot do. I could, but it would be really confusing if I tried to do that in that forum. So this is where, picking back up on the website. The website, I've got a blog section. That is going to be my new tech blog. It might be something simple like releases. I might have to do something with the rumored RTX 4060 that's coming out from NVIDIA, or it might have to do something with the 78X 3D that's supposed to be coming out from AMD, their new processor. Or it could be just what methods I use to test things, or why I tested on this, or why I tested on that, and just some of the weird things I found that might not have made it in a video. It will probably be at least once a week, and it will probably be some combination of what I did during the week in the hopefully 2 videos that I'm able to put out. They might be linked. They might it might be more often than that if I think that there's more things that need to be written about. We'll just have to see how that happens. My goal for that is once a week for that, and once a week for buymeacoffee.com. I'll leave links to everything down below. The other thing I completely ignored, and it started out pretty good when we first started the idea, is I've got a Discord server. And I originally did that so there would be rooms for chats, memes, voice chats on games. And of course, if I'm not playing games and I'm not streaming or anything like that, it's really hard if you're not playing games to have, chats with your friends and play games together if you're not doing it in the first place. So we're going to try to put a little bit more effort into that as well and get things going a little bit more in that direction. Make that a little bit more discoverable, a little bit more fun, and try to add some things to that. Any ideas or any thoughts for that? I'm certainly welcome to hear them down in the comments. You guys are welcome to share on all this stuff. And then finally, I've got stuff like Twitter and all that I will go through. I'll look at Reddit posts and Twitter and all, but I don't have a lot of substance a lot of times that I'm really involved in. I probably could do a lot more promoting of this channel, or when I have videos about certain things on Twitter, and I haven't been doing it. Now, I know Twitter is like a hot mess right now and all in itself, but it's still a valid and viable platform for kind of getting the word out. And so that might be one of those things that I have a chance to kind of build a little bit more of a following. This channel is still, this is still the main focus. This is still the big this is still the one I want to develop, the one I want to take care of the most. Past that, we'll spread out a little bit. We'll figure out what's going on. But it is something now that if you're interested in why I did something, why did I test this and not that? Why did I test, say, a CPU? Why did I test a new graphics card with a certain resolution, or on a certain, a certain platform, or only used it for this, or only used it for that, or whatever the deal is? Some of those things, maybe some of my methodology, or maybe some of the things I wasn't able to get a hold of, or limits in the time I had testing, whatever, that I can share in that. Also, thoughts and other stuff, and of course, there's an area where you guys can leave comments and all that stuff for that as well. So that kind of helps in that way. I do encourage you, if you're curious about what's going on with me and not necessarily interested in the tech thing, go over to buymeacoffee.com. If you read something you like over there, click on the little like button, the little heart thing down at the bottom. That's always huge, and it always helps, and it lets me know that it's worth me taking a day or 2 days a week to kind of let people know what's going on. I hear feedback from other ways. Somebody will text me once in a while, or somebody will hit me up on Facebook and say, hey, look, I read such and such. Is that, this, that, whatever. So I do know people are reading it. I don't have any gauge as to how many people or anything like that. If you really, really like it, if you read it and you really like it, and you've left me a couple likes or something like that, and you want to, feel free to buy me a coffee. It's $5. There's options also. If you were into something like that, writing a blog, posting pictures or whatever, they have a pretty good thing set up where you can do it with a cup of coffee or a beer or a slice of pizza or whatever. You've got different ways you can set things up, and I encourage you to kind of take a look at it, because it's a pretty cool little forum. They're still building some things out too, but I found it was a pretty I like the setup. We'll just put it that way. I found it was pretty cool. So all of these things, I'm still doing things like I'm trying to stream on that purple channel occasionally. I'm not very good and not very often, but I'm gonna do I'm going to make some changes in my schedule that will facilitate that. I'm still on Tumblr. Yes, I know some of you guys think it's a dead medium, but I actually have a couple of followers on Tumblr, and people do react and they do leave me comments there. So as long as that's happening, I'm going to keep it. But most of that has been, like Twitter and everything, just for notifying when these videos are up. And that's all I was using Discord for a long time too. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more involved in all that stuff. I encourage you guys, if there's any interest at all, not only leave me comments down here in the comment section, but also kind of hit me up on all those forums. If you're using something else, if you're if you're a Discord user or something, let me know. I'll be glad to to interact. I would love to build all that out a little bit and just make this sort of a much more robust type of platform and make it a little bit better brand than I've been paying attention to. I do have some things that are coming up pretty soon. I've got some testing. I've actually got a motherboard for a Xeon processor that I recently tested in the Dell Optiplex. I ordered a new motherboard for that. There are some other things that I'm trying to test and figure out. I need to build in that pink case back there. I'm working on a server. I haven't decided which way I want to go with that server, whether I want to wipe the hard drives that I've got, the spinning disk hard drives, and do something on that, or whether I just want to go ahead and with a completely new idea and use all SSDs. I'm still figuring out, work with what I got or order something new. So I'm debating on that. Give me a few minutes to figure that one out, but I will. But overall, my things are okay. Things are good. I do have other things going on. I didn't fall apart. I didn't ignore you guys, and I didn't leave town or anything. Well, I did leave town technically, but I came back. And whether I left town and was able to post from there or here doesn't really matter. But that's what's going on. It is a weird time. Spring is here, and I hope everybody's going to have a great one. But I thought I would just let you guys know that I'm alive and well. Still have a pulse. Things are good, and we're going to keep on pushing forward. So I will leave links down to all my socials down below, like I always do. I will go ahead and the tech blog stuff has already started. The Buy Me a Coffee, I've already gotten kind of an announcement on there as well. And we'll see how it goes. But I'm just going to remind you to do one other thing. If you don't do any of that stuff, just one other thing, and that's be nice to each other. Of course, I think it would be nice if you guys checked out my other socials, but be nice to each other. Wave, smile, hold the door open, tell somebody good morning or good evening. Just do something nice. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. It's absolutely free, and it make you feel good. And like I said, you have no idea what kind of difference you can have in somebody's day just by being nice, just by being kind. All right, so that is my reset for spring. We're going to call it my spring cleaning. How's that? That's what's going on. There are plenty of things I will post later on this week. That's a commitment to you guys that I will post later on this week. We'll get the ball rolling on all the rest of this stuff. Some of it's already going, and I'll see you guys out there. So until I get myself into something I have no business getting into, I'll see you later.